Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter ElyOtto, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to Popternative. This is the talk show and podcast where we have digital discussions, worlds of music, TV, lifestyle, everything really depending on the guest. We talk about it all. As always, I'm your host, Peter ElyOtto. On social media, you know me as PD Beats. My guest is a musician who had a song that is just kind of continuing to take over the globe, so to speak, Sugarcrash, and a remix just came out as well. ElyOtto is with us. Ellie, welcome to Popternative.
Hi there. I'm happy to be here.
I've seen another interview you did with Genius about the song. You're making this song, you put it on the internet, you obviously don't know it's going to be that big, but did you have some slight idea that whether when you're making the beat or just fooling around that you had something special, or you had no idea it was going to be like this?
No clue whatsoever. I saw the numbers and I just flipped out. I was expecting like 100 views at most, from maybe like a few of my close friends, some mutuals. No, it was the whole dang world.
Was music before that just something you would fool around with, or did you always know like you wanted to take it seriously at one point?
Well, I mean, I would like fantasize about doing interviews and stuff in the shower, but I assumed that was a normal thing. I just did music as a hobby.
Yeah. And it's safe to say it's not a hobby now.
Yeah, no, it's the full-blown career, and I'm crazy excited to be here. I'm super hyped.
You say hyped. I mean, people could say that this song is hyper pop. That is becoming kind of a genre taking over right now. What do you think about the term hyper pop? And are you okay with being kind of seen as one of the, big players in hyper pop?
Absolutely. I wasn't expecting to be a big player in hyper pop, but I am, and it's just amazing. It's an incredible genre, and it's safe for trans people like me, and it just, the music sounds super good, and it's very broad, so you get a lot of variation within it.
Absolutely. Right now, you have around 7 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and that's just Spotify, which is crazy. It's one of those things too where you have Sugarcrash, that's the song people are gravitating towards right now, but you also have some other releases that you're kind of putting out, like Teeth is another one as well. Have you ever thought, however, of the fact that a lot of people know Sugarcrash, but there's an opportunity there because they discover you through Sugarcrash, they can check out other songs like Teeth. So it's like it's all about Sugarcrash, but then no, it's not all about Sugarcrash, it's about Teeth. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it now. Like, I used to be really afraid of the term like one hit wonder, because no artist wants that to happen to them. But honestly, to avoid that, I'm just not gonna cater to the public. I won't be making mainstream pop anytime soon, and I'm just gonna use this as like an opportunity to self-express and have a bigger platform, like see that and like watch me express it, and if they like it, they like it, and that makes me happy.
Sugarcrash is being used on TikTok quite a bit, but what I'm noticing, at least from my feeds, is it's used for different things. Like a lot of people are using it for like the Fortnite montages. Some people are using it for the dance. Some people are using it. That's interesting too, because a lot of people have TikTok songs that they're just known for like the one dance. Sugarcrash is being used for a lot of things on TikTok. Have you thought about that? What do you think about that?
I think it's really good. I like the variation. It's interesting to scroll through any like Sugarcrash tags, and I want people who like the song to keep it up because it's just great.
Absolutely. Now, Sugarcrash, and I mentioned, there's a remix of Sugarcrash as well. What can you tell us about that remix?
Well, that remix includes Kim Petras and Curtis Waters, both artists I really like. I think the lyrics are a lot less like personal to me now, but it's a fair trade because they have given just such an amazing fresh energy to the song that it's just incredible to listen to. I get goosebumps every time.
Can you talk a little bit about the mindset with a remix versus the mindset of when you first put together the original Sugar Crash?
Well, the first Sugarcrash, it was sort of like a happy accident. Like I had this sound font test that I had forgotten. It was locked away on my computer from like months and months before. And I found the melody and I was like, hey, this is great. I need to write some lyrics to this. So I did, and I put it out, and obviously it was very successful. With the remix, my team reached out to me and said, hey, these are a few people that want to like work on your song with you. I didn't pick out the people, but I'm certainly glad that I approved everything, because they definitely put in their all, and it just sounds excellent.
And are you hoping that, you know, a remix like this with the collaborations that you mentioned, I mean, collaborations are really hot in music right now. Are you hoping to kind of, you know, reach out to some people and have, you know, certain people, like certain teams, like talk to each other about maybe some more collaborations down the road? Have you thought about that?
Absolutely, yeah. I've had some really incredible artists, some of my favorites, reach out to me, and I'm just super stoked. I want to work with all of them, like if I have the time.
A lot of people are enjoying Sugar Crash for a lot of different reasons. What do you think, in your opinion, based on what you see with the reception of it? Why do you think people are enjoying the song so much? That might be kind of hard for you to answer. It might be a lot of different things, but what are you noticing?
Well, I designed it for people with like minds like mine. I've got super severe ADHD, and I know that a lot of people sort of feel like they don't have a lot of representation or things that are specifically made for them. So I made this song. It's an ADHD song. It's got fun sound effects to keep the listener engaged. It's got repetition, which is, it's good, it's fun, it's stimmy. We got the really short length, which is both a combination of, like, for all of my folks with short attention spans and the fact that I don't have a very long attention span. So I don't think I could have made it any longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you too. I have ADHD as well, so.
Right on.
So
right on.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's interesting because this is something unexpected that you can't plan for, but now you're able to kind of plan for other things, other songs, other collaborations, because Sugar Crash is so big and popular and you have an audience and a base right now. So now you're able to kind of plan the next steps, the next songs and everything. Is that a lot harder for you, do you think, to kind of plan in terms of, you know, writing songs and all that? Like, what's that like for you? Like, you have a base and audience now that are waiting for more songs. What's the creative process like for you?
Well, it certainly puts a lot more pressure on. I'm pressured to make things in a shorter, like, span of time, which I'm gonna admit I'm not the best at, but I'm really trying. I sort of need to let go of the mindset that I need to make Sugar Crash 2, because I really don't. I'm just gonna keep making what I feel like and what I like, and I know that, like, I've seen people making fan accounts for me. It's really incredible, but I think that people are gonna like it anyways because it's authentic and it's from me.
Absolutely. There's also covers of Sugar Crash. I've seen some covers, some rock covers. People are playing around with it. That must be really cool too to see.
Yeah, totally. I'm like super stoked every time I see like a metal or a rock cover or somebody doing it in there. I saw like R&B people adding like their own little bits to it and sort of inserting their forms of self-expression like alongside my song. It's super beautiful. I feel just connected to people all over the world, you know?
Absolutely. A few more questions before we wrap up. But what I find interesting as well is, you know, it's interesting because there's going to be the music that you listen to because you enjoy listening to it. But then there's also going to be the music you listen to that inspires you and influences you to write and create music. What are those two sets of artists like for you? What are the artists and the genres that you listen to just to listen to? And what are your creative influences music-wise?
Well, the artists that I just listen to for like leisurely purposes, they're literally all over the place. I listen to like Kumbaya Drive music. I listen to folk punk music a lot. A lot of just plain old folk music, old country songs. Like I love the Carter Family and like Jimmy Rogers and stuff. I like psychedelic rock. Like I'm a big fan of Donovan.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's interesting too because, a lot of the artists that you just mentioned, some of them are kind of genre artists, but some aren't. And I feel like genres are kind of being, bended a little bit these days, where there's a lot of artists putting in like 3 or 4 kind of sounds in one. You obviously approve of that based on your reaction to that question.
Totally. Yeah. I want to just mesh all of the genres that I'm good at and that I like together. And like, yeah, there are artists that I'm definitely inspired by, specifically in the hyperpop genre, like Kid Trash and Selkie Girl and Honey Gex and like Jade X, all those people. They sound fantastic. I love listening to them because they just scratch that hyperpop itch in my brain that I constantly need like fulfilled. But then there's all of those artists that aren't really very Sugarcrash, and I still find a lot of like good stuff and inspiration in them.
But I feel like a lot of artists kind of came to the understanding, and I think you're an artist like that as well, where you don't have to limit yourself in terms of like one style of music. I feel like that narrative is completely gone right now.
And I'm so glad. I was terrified that I would have to do hyperpop forever. Don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but I'm capable of so much more, and I want to express that to the world. And I think like if I wasn't given that opportunity, I would be a lot less passionate about music.
For sure. Well, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on Popternative. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So can you plug away? I mean, Sugarcrash, it's out there. People can listen to it. You have Teef. I do have to say, I really enjoyed Teef. Teef is a great song as well. You released that one too. I really enjoy it. Plug away. The remix is out right now as well. Where can people follow you on social media? Plug away.
My Instagram is ElyOtto with a 0 for the O. I'm Otto Dynamite on SoundCloud, so you know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is ElyOtto and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.